Hello and good morning. Welcome back to First Draw Cigar Talk. Today I have a special cigar that I want to share with you and showcase. It's a high-end premium cigar, and I'll tell you about that in a second. But I'm in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. So I live in Utah. This is about 3.5 hours drive for me, and I hadn't been here in 20 plus years. So I had a few days off and thought I'm going to go check out Jackson Hole. And so I'll tell you about some of my finds and adventures that I've been doing up here after we get into this cigar. So let me show you what it is. It's the Opus X Templo de Oro, which is the Temple of Gold. And I told you this is only going to be this will be my second Opus cigar I've ever had. I think I told you in another video that I had some of these waiting for a special occasion. This one was gifted to me by my daughter for my 51st birthday, and so I've been sitting on it for about 6 months. And I thought, well, this place is beautiful. This will be a fun place to try it, and it's pretty peaceful. Let me show you this campground here. So today we're gonna highlight and showcase the Opus X by Fuente Temple of Gold. And if you don't know, Opus X is supposed to be they're very highly sought after, the premium. Um, they're all Dominican, so it's a Dominican puro, but the Fuente family doesn't tell you their blend. So it'll be interesting. I'm excited. I don't get they're pricey, so I don't get these very often. Like I said, I bought one. This one was gifted to me, um, and I bought one other one that's sitting in my humidor. But I haven't had this blend. So let's cut it, torch it, take that first draw. I'll tell you what I'm getting, and then I'll tell you about my time in Jackson Hole. From the cold draw, I'm getting a sweet flavor, really mild, like sweet flavor. You can tell by the wrapper, it's a light shade also. So I kind of have some preconceived notions about what this will taste like, but let's torch it. Okay, right off the first two or three draws, you get a slight pepper in the back of the throat. Very mild though. A little bit of oaky flavor, and I'm picking up some wood, oak or something. But first impressions is it's really good. Okay, so again, this is the Fuente Opus X line. And this cigar is the Forbidden Temple of Gold. So we'll come back to this in a second. Excuse me. So I told you I'm in Jackson Hole, and this is my third day here. So I got in 2 days ago in the afternoon. I'm staying in my RV just outside of Jackson in a town called Alpine, just because Jackson is expensive. If you've ever been to Jackson Hole, you know. But even for trying to find a campground or a low end hotel, it's still very pricey. So I'm about 40 minutes outside of Jackson, which is fine. It's super quiet here, and and I've got options to go do things from here. So the first night I got in like I said 2 in the afternoon, um, and I hadn't been to Jackson Hole in 20 something years. So checked in with the campground, and then I wanted to go see the town, and so I drove into Jackson, downtown Jackson, and it's still such a cool town. If you haven't been there, check it out. Put it on your road tripping list. But it's got the famous town square with the elk antler arches, just some cool shops and restaurants and stuff. So I spent a couple hours there. I'm on this trip solo, but I spent a couple hours there walking around. Got some really good dinner at this uh, handmade pizza place. Picked up a couple trinkets for my wife and I, um, and just kind of took it all in. It's cool. It reminds me of a couple other towns, and you might not even know what they are, but kind of like a Lake Tahoe and a Park City blend. So I spent a few hours doing that, and and I found this awesome cigar lounge too in Jackson Hole. It's called Jackson Hole Cigars. Um, I'll put a clip at the end of this in case you're ever in Jackson. Check it out. Um, I just love finding those little places because Utah doesn't have them. So any chance I get, I'll stop in, support them, enjoy a cigar. That day I had a Davidoff, one of the Churchill series, and um, torched it up, sat in the lounge for a while. There were guys playing cards and other people over here just talking about music. So I sat there for about 15 minutes, and then I was getting a little antsy to see the town. So I just took my cigar and walked down the street and started exploring. So it's cool being able to do that kind of thing and find those kind of places. But so yeah, that was day one. Um, Day two, which would have been yesterday, I had this hike that I wanted to do, and so I went and found that. I got started a little bit later than I wanted, but um, it was 15 miles round trip, and you hike in 7.5 miles to these natural hot springs, and it was awesome. The hike in was along the river the whole way, and then you get 7.5 miles in there, and there's these just natural hot springs coming up out of the ground. And so I sat there for about 20 minutes or so and took it all in. Again, I was kind of in a rush because I got a late start, so I felt like I was against the clock. I could have stayed there a lot longer, but I had to cut it a little bit short because I wanted to get back to my RV before dark. But that was called Bear Creek Hot Springs, just outside of Jackson Hole, if you're in the area. The first 6 miles are easy. It's barely any elevation gain. Then that last mile is a climb up to the springs, but very doable. Take your time. I think I did the whole round trip in just under 6 hours, five hours and 40 minutes or something. You do a lot of stream crossings on the way out there, so that was cool. I only saw one fisherman, no other hikers. I had the whole thing to myself. So, and then today, I'm just getting started for the day. I go home tomorrow, so today, I'm gonna go back into Jackson Hole. There's a few things I'd like to check out. They've got it's May, so it's kind of that shoulder season here. It's not ski season and it's not all the summer activities, but I think they have a farmer's market in town square. I think the ski resorts are open for like gondola rides and things like that. So I'm gonna go do that, and then I have a friend who lives nearby, so I'm gonna try to meet up with him and have coffee. Haven't seen him in about a year or so. He moved away from our hometown, and he used to work with me at the fire department. So that's my plan for today. I'm gonna sit here and enjoy the rest of this before I get moving. But again, this is the Fuente, try to get my fingers out of the way, Opus X, Forbidden, Temple of Gold, and it's great. It's great. Very easy on the palate. No weird aftertaste. I'm not even getting that light pepper anymore. It's just got kind of a smooth fruit, like dried fruit, a little bit of wood flavor. Excellent, excellent balance. Construction. Now I had this in my little travel humidor, and you can see that patch that came off there. I would say the construction is excellent. Other than that, and that might be for me having it out of a true humidor for a couple of days. It might have got a little dry, but all in all, I'll give this a high rating. I'll give it a 8.5 or a 9. It's pretty damn good. So if you get a chance, try the Opus X. Now again, the Fuente family, uh, they'll tell you it's all Dominican tobacco, but they're not going to tell you their blend. It's a proprietary blend. They keep it a secret. I think that's what helps keep the prices up too. Just the wonderment of what's in it and how they did it. But yeah, if you know anything about cigars, these are kind of the one of the top end specialty, highly sought after cigars. Burns a little off, but that could be me too. Maybe I torched it wrong starting off. So again, thanks guys for coming along. This is First Draw Cigar Talk. I'm going to finish this off, enjoy it, enjoy the sunshine. It's a little chilly, and then I'm going to go spend the day in Jackson Hole again. So we'll see you next time. Let me know if you've had this one or any other Opus. Um, tell me your thoughts, and then tell me what you think of Jackson Hole and some of the stuff you did there in the kind of spring, summer time. So catch you next time. Bye.